Hi, everybody. This is Lynn, and it is Saturday, the 18th of October. I was asked this question by Chris Martin in the group, the Facebook group, and I thought I'd make a little video so that you can, so I can answer the question. It's easier to see it in pictures than just to explain it in words. The question was, when we use the website Nati and Trentino, and for those of you who are not familiar with it, hold on just a second. This is the question. The question was asking about Nati and Trentino. This is the website that we're talking about, and this is where we search for births that occurred between 1815 and 1923. If you haven't used this website, I have a tutorial on it on my website, how to use the new Nati and Trentino website. There's the link up there. Don't know if you can see it, but if you go to my website under tutorials, you'll find the video on how to use this website, since it doesn't have an English translation, and I strongly suggest not using automatic translate because it does funky things to the names, like it'll translate the name Domenica to Sunday, which is literal translation, but that's not her name. So don't use the translation. Look at the video, and I tell you what all these words mean. You should know some basic. You should become familiar with these words if you don't know them already. It's really not that hard, but I do give you that information in the tutorial. Now, that said, the question from Chris was, how do you cite this as a source in the tree? Well, I've become kind of, I've taken the lazy route most of the time, and this is a Family Tree Maker program, and this is the program that I use. It does allow you to synchronize it with your ancestry tree, your tree on ancestry.com. You can upload a tree from this program, and you can synchronize a tree. When you've made changes, you can synchronize it with your online tree. Now, so it takes whatever changes you've made here, and it'll synchronize it to the one online. I cannot advise how to do what I'm going to explain to you on Ancestry, because I do not ever work online on Ancestry. I only work from this program and then synchronize this tree to Ancestry. So don't ask me, how do I do it actually on Ancestry itself? I can't tell you because I don't use it. I only use it as a place to upload trees. All right, don't do anything. I search for things sometimes, but hardly ever use it other than to upload trees. Anyway, the lazy route is very simply this. These people, for instance, were all born in the early 1900s. Apologies if this is somebody's mother or, uncles, whatever. But because they were born before 1923, and after 1815, they appear in the website. This is all in the parish of Santa Croce del Bleccio. This is where my father was born. So this tree that I'm making, it's got almost 33,000 people on it, and it's all the people of Bleccio and their related, husbands and wives and whatever. So anyways, since they appear on the website, I usually take the lazy route, and I simply write I put date, place, and then in the description field, I simply write Nati in Trentino website. That's the lazy route, okay? Chris was saying, is there a more official way to do it by linking people? Well, to be honest, in this tree, when I first started it, I linked everybody with Nati and Trentino, and I will show you how I did it. But I have gotten into the lazy route over the years and simply put it in the description field. But this is how I've done it officially. So in Family Tree Maker, if you go to sources, these are all my sources, and most of them are parish records, except you're going to see American ones that are draft cards and census records and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. But when I make a tree for clients, they're 99% of the time it's a parish record from Trentino. However, here, if you look here, this one here that says Archivio Diocesano di Trento, Nati in Trentino, this is the Nati in Trentino website link. And I will open it and show you what it looks like. And you'll see there's only one, and then all these people are linked to it. I have only 37 people. I've linked their name and their birth date. Usually These days I probably would only link the birth date and forget about the name. But you can link the name and the birth date. If you really feel like it, you can link the parents' names, but that's less reliable because the parents may go by a middle name. But you could do that. You can link that information because that's what's going to be on the website. But let's just take this person, for instance. I'm just clicking on the person arbitrarily. I will go to this person, Celestino Luigi Alemanta. His name, the Luigi's in uppercase because that's how he was actually known. And if I look at the his birth citations, these are the citations I've connected to his birth. They are Vigo Lamazo mostly. I think some of these need to be removed. But this is really the record, because I did find the actual record. So it's in Vigo Lamazo Parish, and this Trento file is the file that I got from Trento. But I also have him listed as Nati and Trentino, and if I click it open, it says Archivio Diocesano di Trento, Nati and Trentino. I hope you can see this in this video because it's probably very small writing. And then citation detail just says, this is my writing, searchable online database of all baptisms registered between 1815 and 1923 within the Archdiocese of Trento. All right, so that tells you what it is. And then there's a web address down there. And if you were to go back to, let me close this. I will show you more about that in a minute. If you look in sources, you'll see that the link actually becomes hyperlinked. And you can click on it, and it takes you right to that website that I just showed you. Okay? So now let me show you how I actually set up that, that source citation. When you're in, if you're using Family Tree Maker, and you want to set up a new source, what you would need to do is you would click New. Of course, I'm not going to click New now, but originally I clicked New. And when I clicked New, all right, I'll click New just so I can show you. When you click New, it will ask you if you want to choose a template. Now I did. I chose a template, and I chose church records, and then when you go down, it's not church books, it's derivatives, okay? This is not the actual books. Church records, derivatives, and then one of the things that go down was church records database online. And that's exactly what it is. It's church records, derivatives, church records database online. Now, the reason why you want that, I'm going to cancel the edit because I don't want to change anything. The reason why I chose that is then that allows you to insert the URL, the website link. And that's really what I wanted. So I wrote here, Archivio Diocesano di Trento is the compiler surname. There is no person, it's an organization. So I wrote the name of the organization, Archivio Diocesano di Trento. You could put Diocesan Archives of Trento if you want to put it in English. I put it in Italian. Database title, Nati and Trentino. Website title, Nati and Trentino. And then the link, and then comments this, and I don't know why it doesn't say the oh yeah, because the citation detail, I have that here, but I really should probably have it in the comments as well. There. Now, so now that all that information is there, I didn't bother to put the year. It's not essential. So this now is a source that can be turned into a citation. So I created the source first. That was the source. And then I created a citation. And I made one citation. And the one citation only says citation details, searchable online database, blah, blah, blah. And then I clicked that citation, linked that citation to all the people that I wanted it to link to. Now I'll show you, I'll go back to the person I had before, and I'll go ahead and link the citation. So I can go ahead and I can right click this and then copy that source citation. There's another way to do it as well. Hold on, this thing is in the way. People, let me go back to that Fusari. Give me a second. I'll just go back to that one that didn't have it linked. So 1914, I'm going to select like here. So here's a stillborn child, was born and died on the same day, 1914. So you'll see I took the lazy route and put Nati and Trentino, and you'll see there are no source citations here. Now, so what I'll do is I can go now, sources, and instead of new, I can do use existing. So the easiest thing to do is use existing and then just click it and go link. There it is. Or I can right click on it and go copy, and then I'll go here and then I go paste. So it's now this is linked to that, and I can link, and it's the same one, and now you see there are 39 facts instead of 37. The reason why I linked it to death is because since it has said neonato, which neonata in this case, neonato and neonata on Nati and Trentino means newborn. Neonato means newborn for a boy. Neonata means newborn for a girl. When it says that, it means the child died. It means the child was either stillborn or died right after birth. So it's registered, and if the child lived long enough to take a few breaths, they may have baptized the child at home, and then he or she died without a name because he or she was not baptized at a church, didn't live that long. So that's why this is got blanks here. I don't put the word neonata because then this program thinks that's actually the name. So what I do is I use 5 underscores. That's what when you don't know a name or a surname, that's really the best practice to do. So I can link the whole family here if I feel like it. I can link this Ignazio. I don't have him linked either. It just says the lazy route, not the Trentino website. And I can just go paste because I've already copied it. But I also say here his birth date and both parents' names are also in the marriage record. So if I really wanted to, I could take the marriage record that I linked, copy that, and link that also to his birth, which is, what I do when I'm working on a client's tree. Some of these people I kind of entered quite quickly because they weren't for a client, so they're not necessarily all linked. But anyway, to summarize what was asked is that if you want to do it officially, if you want to take the lazy route, put in the description underneath the date, Nati and Trentino website, just put that. If you want to make it officially, create a source in Family Tree Maker if you have that ability. And so it's church records database online. So it's church records, church books, derivatives database online. Database title, Nati and Trentino website title, then the link, and then you can put a description like this. You can copy mine if you want, or write your own, and then use the same. Create one citation, and because otherwise you could be creating hundreds of citations for the same database. The only time I create separate citations are when there's actually separate pages in a book. Like say, here's my Santa Croce citations. You'll see there's thousands of citations here. It's almost 2,000. There's probably a lot more coming because I'm still working on it. But you'll see they're all different numbers, and it's because I'm entering everything from every page. So each page has its own citation. Not each record, each page has its own citation. So this page has maybe 6 births on it. This maybe has 8 or whatever. So each page is entered as a separate citation. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to find anything. But since Nati and Trentino, going back to it here, Archivio.diocesano, since our Nati and Trentino is a searchable database and it's all one website, and there's no separate pages for the entries, I've made it one citation, and I link that citation over and over and over again to everybody. That is different, I have to say. There's a website by the Archdiocese of Bolzano, where they actually have separate links to each page. In that case, you link each page separately. Don't just link the website. But this one is just a database. It's just a database, so you would just link the link to the database, and there are no separate pages. It's not really very complicated. So take the lazy route or take the less lazy route. It's really not that hard. Either way, and either way is acceptable as far as I'm concerned. It's totally up to you what you want to do, but I thought this will give you some ideas. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the video and let me know.